Okay, so this is this week's Twilight episode. So Twilight Zone episode. So remember I showed you the Saturn thing at the house that we did. So here's this week's episode. So Sunday morning, yesterday, I went over to the gas station. I bought a, I traded for a dump truck. I needed it for work. And so I went over there just to run it down the road and get a pop and stuff. And I go in there and there's this, I don't know, she was okay looking, blonde chick, probably in her 40s. And this is like 9:30 in the morning. And so she was buying oil and she made some comment about if she knew where to put the oil in the car, whatever. You expect sometimes women say that type of stuff. And so I paid for my pop and I left. And on the way out, I drove past her purposely because I knew that broad was going to ask me to help her. So I drove past her and she said, "Excuse me, can you help me?" So I stopped. I went over there. The first thing I noticed about this chick is she had like a black crucifix on her shoulder, with an old school Catholic looking one on her shoulder. So, okay, none of the stuff spooks me, but it was like, okay. So she asked me if I could help her, and I said yes. And I said, "Don't you have a husband that can help you do this?" And she tells me, she goes, "No, I don't." She said, "I left him," or something to that effect. And she says, "I've been looking for a new one for 9 years." So now it's like, okay, here we go. And I said, "Well, you shouldn't have any problem. You're pretty attractive." And then she said, "Yeah, I need to get an oil change done." And I said, "Well, when's the last time you had a change?" And she said, 3 years ago. And I said, "Okay, this is bizarre." So she said, "Are you from around here?" And I said, "Yeah, I live in the subdivision over here." And I said, "Do you work around here?" And she said, "Yeah." And she told me the name of the place, and it's this place right here. Right here. Hard Days Night Bar. So I guess they got a brunch on Sunday or something. But notice how they spell days, as in it's not like a day, it's like a state of mind. Also, what's interesting is this thing next door, Outside In. See how it's making the horns? Okay, these are two wheels right here. So, believe me, I live in the middle of Spook Central. I know what all of this stuff is. So it doesn't freak me out. But anyway, so she told me, I think she told me, if I remember her name or whatever, it's not important. But, so I figured I'll go look this place up. Because this town that I live in, it's very small. I never even heard of this place. Well, it's like in a storefront type of a deal. So I go and look it up. And here's the place right here on YouTube. But watch, I'm not saying that this is the chick. I'm just saying she was a blonde broad about that tall. And notice the video is 33 seconds long. Okay? Watch this.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
You saw the colors there, but watch, it gets better. Watch this. Watch the colors again. There you go.
What the hell is it doing?
Now, it's not so much that somebody went to the trouble to make that. That is so coded as to what's all tied in right here where I'm at. So you got the woman, you've got the fire, you've got the electrical, the lightning. Do you get it? Do you understand? Okay? This trust me, I get it. Do you get it? Days. I mean, yeah, 33-second long video. All the stuff I've been telling you. You see the the pink and the yellow. I mean, for somebody to actually sit down and make that, you know, I get it. I know what's going on, and I know where we're at in history. I'm trying to make sure that you understand where we're at in history. This kind of shit happens to me every week. Okay, this isn't like once in a lifetime. This happens to me every fucking week. So whoever made that video knew exactly what he was doing because they're all in on it. It's like I'm the only like the dude walking around at Spook Central, except I ain't one of them. And when I say spook, I don't mean like the kind on the south side. I'm talking about, you know, like phantoms or some shit. But you know, as soon as she said 9 and 3, and then you know she had that, and then she worked hard days, and then I go look it up on YouTube. You know, it's just par for the course. It's no weirder than the Saturn thing. It's just all messages is what it is. I thought I'd share that with you because it's pretty interesting to me. It's interesting. It's not scary. You know, it's what that is it's representing the woman as the goddess. It's the whole chaos thing. The Antichrist is not a man. You got to understand that. There's no one person that's the Antichrist. The Antichrist is the woman taking on the persona of the man, and that's what you're seeing happening in the world right now with the no bullying, and you know everybody's got to be politically correct and all of this crazy chaos shit. So the guys that made this, I'll go in there. I'll go in there. I'm not afraid to go in that bar. Why would I be? Believe me, if something wanted to get me, it would have got me already. Okay, it's not about that. But I'll go in there, whatever. Go in there and have a Diet Pepsi or something, and fucking boogie. But you have to understand that this is like more than one reality going on here.